everybody, it's Steve from Corporate Gone Country. I'm just an ex-corporate guy trying to do country things, and sometimes I even get them right. The country thing we're doing today is we're going to install a console safe in a 2023 Ford F-150. Now this safe comes from Lockdown. Unboxing it here, we're looking for the safe itself, we're looking for a gun magnet and some puck lights. And this safe also comes outfitted with the metal case electronic lock. So we have some mounting hardware here, and that looks like our gun magnet there. We have some lights that are going to go into the safe that'll help us illuminate and see better in the safe. And then we have the safe itself. So there she is. Now I'm a little bit concerned about this USB charging port here. It looks like that will go and plug into the charging ports that's in the bottom of the console, and then we have a way to bring the charger out of the top of the console right here, so that's a good thing. We also have a couple of plates that are used to mount the safe inside the console, so it looks like we have everything we need to be able to put this in. This seems to be pretty sturdy metal right here, but it'll certainly slow a thief down. Obviously this will help deter theft. It probably won't guarantee that a theft will happen if a thief has enough time, but it'll certainly will slow them down. So this comes with a sheet that tells you how to change the code. It comes from the factory with the code as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you hit OK. To be able to change the code, you type in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, hit clear, type in your new code, which let's just say it was 258369, and then you hit OK. And that changes the code. It's that easy. So I've got the unit upside down here just on the tabletop to show you how it's going to go together. You have a couple of post plates that end up sliding these slotted holes over 2 bolts that come out from the bottom of the unit, and then you're actually going to fasten the post plate here with a couple of nuts that get tightened with a 13mm wrench. So I've already done this side right here, obviously, and I'm putting this on over here. You tighten them up. That gives it stability. And then there's a certain order to which you put these components in the console itself. But the finished product is going to sit in the console like this. And what you'll be doing is you'll be attaching the unit to the bottom of the console by these self-tapping screws that were provided. And you're going to be putting these self-tapping screws through the hole down here in the bottom of this ledge that's going to be resting on top of another ledge in the console bottom. So when you're done, you'll have 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, in the 4 corners of these 2 what I'll call post plates. And I find it interesting that Lockdown has also provided some side holes here. And so what I'm going to do is not only put in the 4 bolts or the 4 screws down there on the bottom, I'm also found some similar screws just in my surplus screw tin that I have in my storeroom. And I'm going to put a couple of these in the side holes as well. So I'll not only have screws down here on the bottom, but I'll have at least 2 or 3 screws in the side. I was only able to find 3 similar ones. Now when I do get to the part where I'm screwing this down into the console, I can use this impact driver with, I've got a 90-degree head on it, and that's a Phillips screwdriver right there. So theoretically I ought to be able to turn it upside down and be able to put it on top of those screws right there and go ahead and screw them in just like that. Let's take this thing apart now and let's go to the truck itself and go ahead and put it in. So the first thing you do is you keep this open, but you go ahead and fish it down into the console. And then you bring it up so that it fits right under this lip right here. Now you need about 3 hands to do this. But once it's there, and by feel, you can get it on. You can, hopefully you can see down under there that I do have it on this right side here. It's a good look at one of those post plates from the opposite side for where I was filming earlier. So now I'll take this other one and I'll put it on the left side. Okay, I've got both of them on there now, and I just want to go ahead and make one of the nuts on each side so they don't come out. So I got those 2 post plates loosely attached now with these nuts, and I'll go ahead and put on the other ones. Okay, so the console is in there. Now I'll go ahead and take this 13mm wrench and I'll just tighten those nuts. And looks like it fits pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and insert this pigtail down in the bottom. I oriented it right. So that's good. Now, to be able to use that port, I can just go ahead and plug a USB, that's a USB-A, into that end, and I have a phone that uses USB-C, so I have to have a phone cord that has A on one end and C on the other end. The console's in there now. Now we got to screw it down. And we're going to take this self-tapping screw here, and we're going to go ahead and put it in this hole right there using that impact wrench. So I don't know that I can film this, so this is the before shot. This is where the screw's going in, right where that little hole is. And I'll go ahead and screw it in. And here's the after picture. I got both of them in very easily just by orienting my 90-degree head like this. And of course I had to use both hands, and I was able to screw them in like this. So I'm going to go to the other side now and do the other 2. There's the after shot. Both of them went in there really easy. In fact, it took me less than 60 seconds to put both of those in there. I'm going to try to put a screw in this hole right here, like I said earlier, but this doesn't look like it's completely flush. In fact, as you go up with your finger here, it actually gets wider and wider away. So I'm not sure putting a short screw in that hole is going to be all that helpful. Let me just trial fit one. Actually, it might do some good, so I'm going to just try one and see what happens. And it went in there fine. So I think that was a useful little addition. It just puts 3 screws in that side rather than 2, and one of them's horizontal, not vertical. One of the things you don't want to do here is over tighten these, otherwise you'll strip them out in that plastic, but I did not do that, and so these are pretty solid in there. And one thing I was concerned about was this USB port. The USB cable is going to stick up above that thing vertically, so let's try it. Okay, so I've got the USB cable coming out of that port and then going through this little slot right here so I can have the pigtail coming out and charge my phone. But will the console close? Yes, it closes just fine. And there's my phone cord, so I can use the charger that's down inside my console. So I went and ordered these puck lights along with the locker down safe, and they just have adhesive on the back and little power button here. And there it is, just stuck with adhesive on the bottom part of the lid here. And then just to turn it off, just hit that button right there. But yeah, it lights up the inside of that console pretty nicely. And finally, this gun magnet can go inside the console safe by using this adhesive right here. Now, this really isn't for fast access. This is simply to store your firearm in a convenient way where you're not always handling it when you're rooting around in the bottom of the console to try to find stuff. I guess you could put it on the plastic wall, but it's probably going to be more convenient to put it on this post plate down here on the driver's side. But it's really only a convenience thing rather than a fast access thing. Well, that seriously took only about 10 to 12 minutes to install, if that. It was really easy. Thanks for watching today's episode of Corporate Gone Country. If you like what you see here, please like and subscribe. We really appreciate your viewership and hope to see you on a future video. Bye now.